Good morning, boys and girls, friends, lovers, children of all ages. We're here at the intersection of Santa Fe and Alameda. And I'm currently sitting in the comfort of my car, watching as the Denver Police Department and EHS crews start cleaning up a location, a site where there are people residing this morning. I do not see any physical signs being posted in regards to an abatement that's occurring. I do see that they're sweeping and shoveling trash on a small scale, meaning that they got rakes out. They've got police, and they've got EHS workers and a city dump truck, right? So I just was driving to my office and happened upon this. I don't see that there was any advance notices, like I said, and I'm not seeing posted anywhere any signage. So they're cleaning up the people and sweeping them away. Well, there's rakes and shovels for sure. Carol. And this is, Chanel, this is located at the intersection of Santa Fe and Alameda Streets. You can see the beautiful Rocky Mountains in the background, the foothills. We're observing from a distance and quietly this morning, because what I want to tell you is that half the staff don't have face masks on, right? They're within feet of one another. And the guy with the rake in his hands has no mask. The one on the left does. The one on the right, I don't see a mask. The guy driving the garbage truck does not have a mask on. With the blue hat, the blue and white hat. So they're within 6 feet of one another. And it's about pandemic. It is about compliance. It's about following health code standards and rules and regulations. Now I see that the truck driver finally put his mask on. There's not a go number, or there might not be a CAD number on this, because there's their lights aren't on. Maybe there is. But I think this is a good call, being discreet and not visible about it today. And I know that the traffic is, maybe a little bit of an annoyance, but what it allows us to do is observe from a distance, without them knowing that they're being I'm not going to argue, Mike, and I'm sorry, but I have to start making some decisions for the benefit of my channel. The reality is that science is real, and on this channel, Cut the Plastic, we are scientists. We are going to look at the science of things. Trash is scientifically necessary to mitigate, but why are they throwing that giant fucking... Do you see that? They just threw the whole of the cart, and they're smashing it. That's easily $100 cart. Blown away. So the science does say that when you're within 6 feet of one another, that's required. I'm also showing that there's no services being provided here today. Do you see the woman watching all her shit being picked up and tossed away and thrown out? How she's dancing over here on the side? There's no dasher. There's no social worker. There's no evidence of visibility of a care provider, of the benefit of management today. And so, because the Denver Police Department have a regular history of watching this channel, I'm hoping that there's going to be somebody from the Denver Police Department right now on dispatch contacting that they need social worker and services at the intersection of Santa Fe and Alameda in the middle of this traumatic displacement. Yeah. So I'm actually going to go say hi from a distance. I'm going to ask for some contact info. I want to see a copy of the notice. I don't know. I just drove up to this. Literally drove up, going to my office, and boom, there's this horrible thing happening in front of my eyes. Boom, there it is in front of my eyes. I like the way I put that. Looks like they might be backing out. Not completely hauling off the waste. No, that's just a quick movement. Cleaned my car yesterday. I don't know where all my stuff is. For my camera gear, I moved it all around. So we're gonna go ask for some information now. I don't have my gimbal on me, but we'll be visible. So as we walk around this location, does say private property, keep out, and so that's fine. Good morning. I'm well. How are you doing this morning? For the record, can I get a name and badge number, please?
It's Wilson 06006.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. I'm curious. I didn't see any signs posted here.
The only sign that's posted is up here.
That private property sign?
This is private property, and they're removing stuff that she's told them to remove.
Okay. Do we have a care worker coming down? Somebody from Star or whatever?
I just got off the radio, and they're on their way down.
I wonder if that was because I was on the stream.
I think you know a little bit better than that with us.
Well, I also know through some recent evidences that every time I go live, the Denver Police Department is watching me. So I was
I
making...
don't have social media, so sorry.
Not you. I'm talking about the police department directly.
I have no.
Yeah. I just drove up. I was on my way to the office and saw this happening. And I like...
Star van's on the way.
The Star van's on the way. Okay. So are you guys then bringing, gonna have them store some stuff?
I don't know what they're doing. I know there's, it sounds like they asked her what property needs to go or that she wants trashed. And it sounds like she pointed the stuff out, so they did what she pointed out.
I appreciate that. Officer Wilson, I know that you are a human who tries to do things in a humane manner. And so I can appreciate that. Like I said, I was literally on my way to the office and saw this, and I was like, well, that's EHS, that's the police, and those are humans. I don't see any signs.
Nope. No signs.
So, isn't that what the judge just ordered, though?
When you come here and ask somebody if there's stuff they want to throw away, that's not going to be covered under
Gotcha.
right?
Gotcha.
That's voluntary.
Voluntary.
You know this.
Well, I know this, quote unquote, but anytime that I'm approached by somebody with a gun, my behavior isn't always voluntary.
But we have spoken many times.
Yeah.
I've never threatened you.
No. I'm not saying that. There's this concept called usual fortitude, or people who have unusual fortitude, right? So we would say that in our relationship, you probably would recognize me as a human that has different or unusual fortitude from the average person that you work with. I get this from Eric Brandt, right? Because he has taught that the continued fight and the continued work is something that you have to hustle, and you can't just give up. But many people who may be experiencing traumatic displacement in their lives would not have usual fortitude, and so that's why they would say, oh yeah, all that's garbage or whatever, and I'm glad for it. Listen, I am a person who says there should be garbage service where people are living, right? I don't want the water polluted. I don't want people pooping in the stream, right? I want a clean city too.
But then you're like, if you're speaking about this young lady here, she pointed out the stuff that she wanted to keep.
Right.
And she let them know the stuff that she wanted out of here.
So I guess what I'm curious is, like, do you guys in the morning then like have a plan where you're gonna go find some spots that you can do this general?
We go with the crew.
So they are the ones who are picking the locations?
We just go with the crew.
And are they just like leaving half of it, kind of leaving people and just mitigating some of the stuff that needs to be abated?
What do you mean?
So there's a lot of areas where there's people that are housed and there's an accumulation of waste.
You mean in the camps and stuff? Is that what?
Yeah, just wherever they live, right?
Yeah.
So I'm curious, like if they're looking for those spots to mitigate, if they've got a list that you guys are starting out the day with.
I have no idea. We go, where are you going next? We'll follow them next.
Okay.
And that's just to avoid a conflict between the crew and these folks, because we normally have a very good relationship with the folks in the camps. And you know this part.
And so that then draws to question, why two officers and not an officer and a social worker?
Because we're a two-man firm, and we're on the hot team, and when it's our days to do this, that's how we go.
Because then you got to call somebody else out here, but while they're not here and you're leaving.
With the start card?
Yeah.
We might end up staying.
Huh?
We may end up staying.
Okay. Well, they're leaving. That's why I was thinking.
I think they may be done. Hey, John? Are they done?
Yeah, I'm sure they are. They're leaving. So, I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just drove up and saw. I'm glad to see that they're not entirely displaced right now.
They're not displaced at all. The stuff that I guess the crew got rid of was picked out by these.
Well, they're displaced in the fact that they don't have a physical structure to stay in.
That's correct. That's correct. And we're also not writing tickets or arresting for trespassing on this property. we don't do that. That's not our goal.
I hear you. I appreciate that.
They've got bigger, badder things to worry about.
I appreciate that. And you know, at the end of the day, if we're going to come back to a place where society comes to the table more effectively to communicate, then we got to emulate it, right? So I appreciate your frankness about these items, because obviously we don't want to fill the system with more wasted money by criminalization and things like that. So, all right, well, I appreciate it, because I was like, well, I was really sitting in the car and I'm thinking, like, are they going to be moved? Is everything going to be gone? I'm glad to see that they get a chance to pick and choose what they're going to survive on, how that's going to work for them, and that generally you're just committing some major abatement of keeping the city clean and protecting that process.
And for them.
Cool.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey,
For the record, can I get your name and badge number, please?
You want a card?
No, just name and badge number for the
UD as in David, LAND. And it's 05140.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sedler. Gentlemen, have a good day. Thank you. So we're gonna say hi to these folks and see if we can talk to them off camera. Is that the Star car? Is that Star? No. Hey folks, I'm Brian. I'm a live streamer here in Denver, and I drove up and saw what was going on. I was wondering if I could ask a couple questions about your interaction with the police today. I could do it where your faces are off camera and just your voice. Would you be willing to do that with me? No? Yeah? So my name's Brian. What's yours?
I'm Doc.
Doc, nice to meet you. I saw you and the young lady were over here with this crew. They came. Did they cleaned up a bunch of stuff?
Yeah, they came up and cleaned up a bunch of garbage that some people had left. Yeah, they were really nice, really cordial. Everything was, you know, yeah, everybody was really nice and understanding.
Okay, that's good. Are you guys just the two here? Were there others here?
No, there was other people here. They trashed it. That's why we're in the position we're now.
They came and built a fence around me.
Okay. So people were here. They came, they camped, and they left after destroying the place.
Pretty much, yeah.
So you guys have a habit of trying to keep things neat and tidy.
We do, yes. Because it sucks when we gotta get pushed out of someplace that, you know, just because it's all trashed up, you know.
Okay. Now I understand.
Get kicked out of places because it's so trash.
I've spoken to Officer Wilson over here, and I've understood that they've called for a services vehicle to come check on you guys.
Yeah.
Somebody that might be able to,
CD,
might try to help put housing or other options up in place.
Like that, yeah.
Can I ask, how long have you been struggling or experiencing life on the streets?
For me, it's been about almost 5 years now.
I'm on 3 years.
3 years. And what do you think is the number one thing that like you would want or would need help with to transition out of that and into like a roofed lifestyle? Is that something you would be interested in?
Of course. I mean, but not for me, for her. You know, I'm out here by choice. I do outreach work myself. You know, but for the most part, what keeps me out here is my addiction. When I decide I'm ready to go back on the wagon and, you know, get cleaned up, that'll happen. Hopefully hopefully I can get that done soon. But I've had some issues over the last several years with drugs and alcohol. So I'm sober off the alcohol for 3 years now, and hopefully I can get the rest of it under control. So.
I understand. Well, I'm glad to hear that they basically said, hey, can we come clean up a bunch of stuff?
Yeah, and they've been really, really cool over the last, like year or so, with this COVID thing going on. They've been really understanding. They've been really helpful about getting people into housing and all that, and extra services coming up and available, especially with the stimulus too. A lot of people are getting off the streets with that, temporarily anyway.
Temporarily, yeah. But they were pretty cordial. They said, hey, we want to clean up some trash today.
Yeah.
And they did that.
Everybody's really cool. Everybody, the guys came out here. They asked what was ours, what was garbage. They scooped up the garbage.
Left the rest. So for you to sort it out.
Yep.
And obviously she's loading bags up now with whatever.
Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff that we acquired because we dumpster dive and we refurbish and sell stuff. Just how we make our money. Sometimes we find stuff that a lot of times we find everything we need that we found either in the dumpster or somebody's giving it to us.
The officer was kind enough to pick me up this time for the slump tender.
Yeah?
And he also was respectful to give us a little bit of time. So said that suggested that we get out of here before the property owner calls us, because then he'll have no choice to abide by the sign,
Cool. Well, I appreciate your time today, folks.
Thank
I wish you well in your adventures and that process. Have a good day, gentlemen. Thank you. So that's it. There's a lot of trash. That's definitely on the issue of the system. But this is the intersection of Alameda and Santa Fe, Kalamath, and that's that. They cleaned the trash because they said the property signs indicate such. So there you have it, folks. Another day in the city of Denver. Thanks for joining. Have a good one.